I've also shared iEducationalize Instagram and Facebook page with you all to like, follow. For all the details can be passed to you timely. Ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Shikha. Uh, a very good evening to all the students who are present here, who are looking forward for design courses, all the counselors, faculties across India, and as mentioned from Nepal and UAE. I welcome you all. Probably my briefing today regarding the career of interior design and the basic understanding of design will give you insight for the design course, specifically the interior design course. So over the presentation, you will understand that before coming to any specific design course, whether interior design, fashion, or there's a long list of design courses, any other course, you should first understand about the design, how designer perceives design, and then I will talk about interior design and space design, what interior designers do. Okay, so about me, I'm an architect and I am into the architecture and interior design profession from last 25 plus years, and specifically into architecture and design education from last 20 years. So, so you will, go through what is design, what interior design is about, what skills anyone needs to be in any design course, and specifically interior design. What are the various career paths? Then how designers become entrepreneurs. Every design, leads to some business setup as well. So same is with the interior design also. And then some examples, some visuals to have better clarity. And what is a journey of any project, any design, just through some examples and case studies. So what people usually think, generally, what design is. When we see anything which looks beautiful and pretty, we say it's a good design. Then when we see application of colors, right? Beautiful patterns. So generally, it's about the aesthetics, what makes an impact on our mind for any common people. So then they start thinking design from that perspective. But actually design is much, much beyond this, okay? So what images you see are the final outputs of any product. But behind that, there's a real work, there's a whole process, right, which is involved, which is called design process. So this is the perception of any general person. They perceive design from the aesthetic aspect of it. But as I mentioned, design actually is much, much beyond that. Whenever we design something, we design for a purpose. If you are designing this beautiful chair, the round chair, what is the purpose of this? For which place we are designing this? Will it function in that place or not? And what kind of symbolic value that piece of design is carrying. Okay. So if you can see on the screen, there's a very simple example of table, which you generally happen to see, used in hospitals for serving the food in any patient room. Okay. So the purpose of designing this table was as hospital food serving table. But many of you witnessed the similar design table during the COVID time, when everyone was working from home or maybe studying from home. We happen to see such kind of tables in our house, or people are ordering such kind of table because this design solves multiple purpose. It gives you a surface which can be very well adjusted with your home furniture, whether it is bed or sofa. Okay, so you can see a very strong purpose is related to this table design. Okay, so the functionality plays a lot of value along with the aesthetic of any design. Okay, so we always design for solving a problem. Okay, during a COVID time, everyone needs some kind of working surface. The issue was everyone requires the working surface. Then such kind of customized table inspired from hospital food serving table was evolved, was designed, and which solved the purpose of the problem. Okay. So, it is a design is the whole iterative process, means continuous process. Okay. This table may be further evolved for some other purpose, taking the inspiration from this. Okay. Now, this is the way the designer think. Okay. So one more example I would like to quote. This is a very recent project which is done by IIT Bombay. Okay. For the cops, means police people. You all have witnessed, a police wala, police official or traffic police person, standing on the streets or taking care of something, some event or something, and you will always find them holding some stick. Okay. So there's a purpose of the stick. Okay. Just to maybe at times control the mob. And, but there was an issue because the police job is like, they might be standing, the traffic police job, they might be standing for long hours. Okay. And they cannot carry chair with them all the time, or they cannot sit on chair as per what their job demands. Okay. So that was the problem given to, the designers of IIT Bombay, that we want something which can be customizable with the stick or the danda, what these cops carry, and which can also act as a small support or a small seat for them. Okay, so that was the problem given to the designer. Let's see how the designers came up with the solution. And also, as you can understand, that this is designed for Bombay Police. So the economy was also another point, the budget. What will be the cost of such kind of customizable stick, So the budget was also limited. So we have to keep the price also very limited. Okay, so the designers consider all these issues and came up with the idea and took the inspiration from the seat of the cycle. Okay, so if we take the inspiration from the seat of the cycle and we can just create a small seat on the top of the stick, maybe that can solve the problem. And the design was updated. Okay, so a rubber cap kind of top was designed by the designers, and then it was attached to the stick. So basically you can see a very simple inspiration and idea can solve the purpose, which you can see in this example. Okay, because the seat was also made up of condensed rubber, so the price was also low. And what was the purpose of the stick? That stick design was able to take care of that. So before even coming to interior design, a designer has to be first very clear about the idea of the design, why they are doing, what is will be the purpose of that design, and for what intention I am doing, who are the people are I am doing. Okay, so these factors are always considered before proceeding ahead for any kind of design, whether it's the whole room, the space, building, or a small product, even a product like your water bottle. Okay, so what interior design is now? So interior design is basically the art and science of enhancing the interior of the space. Why I'm saying art and science? Because there are few technical aspects involved with interior design, and you can see, as I mentioned, the aesthetic part of interior design. So it's the art also. Okay, see how you assemble different pieces in the interior, whether they are furniture, whether they are paintings, whether they are curtains. Okay, and how you do a very efficient layout, suppose in a very small room, that involves little bit technicalities also, the kind of furniture you are doing, how sleek it is so that it doesn't look that bulky in that small room. So the detailing and all these things involve the functional or the technical part of it. Okay, so the whole purpose of interior designers are they have to transform the empty spaces, buildings, into living module, into living stories, into living spaces. And it is the role of the architect to design the building, okay? And it is the role of the interior design to make those spaces livable for the people, okay? Whether it is office, then it should be suitable for working. If it's your home, then it should be suitable for residing, okay? So the major role of interior design, they have to transform the blank spaces to usable spaces with the aesthetic appeal as well. Okay. So one should design functional, safe and beautiful spaces. So function and aesthetic, they are very integral part of any design. Making the spaces better for users. Whenever we are designing for someone. The product should be designed in a way, the space should be designed in a way so that it can make the life of the people better. And it is a blend of creativity and technical knowledge. So if I summarize interior design, interior design is a course where you have to design the empty spaces, you have to take care of the functional and the aesthetic of that space, you have to take care for who are the users, and with your creativity and technical knowledge, you have to provide them the solution. In this visual, you can see various images, okay? So all these things are also done by interior designers, but mostly the images show furnitures, okay? So furniture is also one component which is a part of interior designing. Okay, the interior designers also do furniture designing. So an interior designer can be a furniture designer as well. Okay, so if you can see the first furniture, where it's a very flexible furniture, the furniture can be used as a thin table if required, or can be used even as a dining table. So these kinds of furnitures are very much required in small spaces. Okay, then you can be creative with the design, as you can see in this bed design. If you can see, interior designers also do kitchen design, they do the whole space design, whether it is cafes, whether they are restaurants, office, residential, your classrooms. Okay, any interior space are to be taken care by them, and the design depends for what purpose they are doing and for whom they are doing. If they are doing, if you can see in the fifth image, it's a kid's bedroom. So if you are doing for a small toddler girl, then the theme has to be according, the aesthetic has to be according. Okay, so in India generally, interior design courses constitutes these kinds of various courses. So we offer BDES interior design, which is 4-year UG program. Okay, so many universities and institutes offer BDES interior design 4-year program in India. Then some institutes also offer BSc 3-year interior design program, which is also undergraduate program, but it is a 3-year BSc degree. Okay, BDES is Bachelor of Design, which is a 4-year program. Then institutes also offer diploma programs at UG and PG level, which may be 1-year or maybe 2-year diploma program. Okay, so at times somebody is not able to go for the whole 3-year, 4-year extensive program. They have already done graduation in some other stream and they look forward their career in interior design. Diploma is the option for them. And then there are also certification courses which focuses on particular aspect of interior design. So certification courses are also taken by people who are into interior design profession or related professions. Now, the various career paths in interior design course or after doing interior design degree or certification programs or diploma, what all career paths opens for anyone. So one can be interior designer, they can do the whole space design, the furniture design, they can take care of the ceiling design, how the wall will look, so the entire space is taken care by them. One can be exhibition and set designers. We happen to see a lot of reality shows on television, right? Have you ever observed the background set? So it is done by set designers. So interior designers also do set designing. Okay, you might have visited exhibition spaces from your school, or maybe some art exhibition, some science exhibition. So those exhibitions design are also taken care by these designers. One can be visual merchandiser. What is visual merchandising? You go to mall, you go to any shop, the shop design, how the front of the shop will look, how the garments will be displayed. So that is visual merchandising. So that is also one career path after interior design course. One can be interior stylist and decorator. Okay, means you may not take care of all the technical part of the interior designing, but you are interior stylist, means you are aesthetically enhancing the space. Okay, you are choosing the fabric for the curtain, you are choosing the furniture, you're choosing the artifacts what can be placed in the space, and they can enhance the space or decorate the space better. Okay, one can go in the service side of interiors. So one can be, interior service consultant. They can take care of the lighting, electrical, all these parts, air conditioning. Okay, then we have lighting designers. One can go in lighting design career. Okay, so you might have heard of companies, or maybe in your home there are appliances which are from Havells, which are from Philips. Okay, so these companies have lighting designers who basically designs these lighting and how they will be implemented in any space. Okay, furniture designing is a very integral part of interior designing. So this is a very promising career path after doing the interior design course. One can be entrepreneur. You can be a project manager who is just handling the interior design project, not designing, but handling it on the site. Okay. Then one can be into academics or research related to interior design. Now, I have given a brief picture what interior designers can do. Okay. When it comes to after completing the course, what interior designers deal with. Interior designers, basically they are designing projects or any spaces for any client. There is somebody who's the client. Okay, so they understand what is the requirement of the client. They then propose the design accordingly. Then it is further approved in cycles by the client, and then it is implemented. So from the very zero state to the end state, it is a task of the interior designer to take care of that space planning interiors. Okay, so by space planning I mean bigger than furniture. Okay, bigger than just decoration. You have to plan the entire space. Okay, suppose our interior designer is dealing with the restaurant design project, then he has to take care of everything, where the people will eat, the dining area, the kitchen area, space for the staff, space for the cleaning, space for the storing the food. So the whole interior layout is taken care by interior designers, and then obviously enhanced by applying the aesthetics to it. So by furniture design, it's a very creative field, creative part of interior designing. So a furniture can be very typical, okay, like what we see in our schools or offices. Very typical furniture is used, but the furniture can be very creative depending on the requirement. If you can see that book shelf, that is a design done for some library cafe. Okay, a book cafe, where you can serve two purpose, where the furniture piece is serving two purpose. It is also providing the sitting for the user, and it is also used as a storage space for the books. The interior designers, they also deal with ceiling design, the facade or the wall design. Okay, so if you look around your room where you are sitting, okay, every part from top to bottom, from left to right, from front to behind, it is all to be taken care by interior designers. Visual merchandising, as I've explained, it is more about the retail or the shop design. Then for interior designers, knowledge of interior material is very important part, and this is integrated in the curriculum itself. Interior designers should be very much familiar with all the materials what are there in the market, whatever advancements are coming, because technology is changing so soon that there is always a new material which is coming up every year. So interior designers have to be very familiar with all these materials, interior materials what are there in the market. So this is just the compilation of the way the interior designers propose their design. Okay, so they have to create the sketch, then they have to create the colorful sketch so that the scheme is clear. Then they also have to create the concept board, which basically explains their design. Okay, so this is the way the interior design students also work. So basically this is a collage of the works of my student only from BDES interior design course. Okay, over the years, okay, I've just compiled it in a form of collage just to give the picture. They learn how to create designs and drawing by hand, and also how to create using a software and even AI. This slide shows a classroom layout. Okay, is a classroom layout from 4 classrooms, and which is a playgroup classroom. So there is a very there's one layout which is very odd one out for a playgroup classroom. That layout may be suitable for middle classes, okay, 6th class onwards, but may not be suitable for small toddlers, the playgroup classes. Okay, the playgroup classes actually should have very circular kind, where because these kids, they do a lot of activities and they need more teacher attention, so their layout cannot be, you know, a class 11 12th class layout which is very linear, which is the fourth image. Okay, so interior designer has to be very, you know, carefully see for whom they are designing. If they are smaller kids, the design has to be accordingly. What is their requirement? Their teaching is more activity based, so the layout will be according. For senior classes, the teaching is more, you know, lecture based, so the layout is according. Okay, so small things are to be taken care while doing the layout or design of any space. Now, why you can be a better designer? You can be a better designer if during the course you understand the intent of the course. Okay, as I mentioned in the beginning, that any design is solving a problem. If a designer understands this thing, that okay, I'm designing to solve some user problem, then your design will always be very workable. Okay, if someone is very clear about the problem solving skills, they also enjoy creativity, they also give importance to aesthetics, and they are very good observant. They observe spaces, they observe people, they observe culture around them. All these traits are very important for to be a good designer. This slide shows, I will just exemplify also the journey of a designer. Okay, from the age when you are not even in the design field, okay, when you are stepping into the design field, to a successful brand. Okay, so IKEA, if you can see here, some of you might have heard of. IKEA is a global product brand which deals mainly in furniture and home appliances and home decor items, okay, and home furnishing items. I'll just narrate in brief the story of the founder of the IKEA. Okay, the founder of the IKEA, Ingvar Kamprad. When he was a small boy, he used to just sell some products on the road. We often see kids, you know, selling pencils or pens or small toys on the red light, right? So something like that. And then he started selling some whole household items, okay, and used to deliver to people at home. From there, the idea came to him that if I can, you know, work on something which can, you know, deliver the requirements of the items of the people or the product what people require in a very customizable and a box packing thing, a furniture packed in a box and can be easily delivered to their homes, you know. So he developed the whole big IKEA interior furniture product brand. Okay, so from just selling some products on the road to a very huge global brand that's require lot of, you know, perception for that. Okay, so his perception was that he should design something which is affordable, which is pocket friendly. Then he should design something which is designed for people, okay, and they generally utilize in their everyday needs like furniture, cooking utensils, some decor products, bed sheets, all these things. And then also the design, the products are very customizable. They can be just packed in small boxes and can be easily taken by people to their home, you know, from public transport or private transport, whatever. They don't require trucks to, you know, take furniture to their home. So that idea was there. So IKEA is basically a very modular kind of brand which works in modules, small pieces, and then one can assemble at home. So, you know, this was the whole revolution what IKEA had created globally. In India, Currently, we have only one IKEA unit, which is in Hyderabad, and one is coming up in Noida as well. So now, I hope till here you have just understood what design is all about, what is interior design course about, what are various possible options in interior design course in India and otherwise abroad as well. So our institute, which is IMS Design and Innovation Academy, IMS DIA, we offer 4-year BDES program in interior design, which is affiliated to CCS University Meerut. We also offer diploma and certification programs. So this slide shows you the list of various design courses which are offered in this institute. Other than interior design, we have 4 other design courses: fashion design, communication design, luxury, product design, and jewelry design. And all these 5 design courses offer similar kind of BDES, BSc, diploma and certification courses. Okay, so what I believe from my experience in field, in projects and teaching, that interior design education isn't just about materials or measurements or aesthetics. It's about nurturing a designer's eye, making their perception very clear, dealing with empathy and imagination as well. This is a small briefing from my side, just to clear your perception about design and interior design course. I'll just open the session. If you want to have any interaction, any question answers, anything related to design and specifically interior design course, you are most welcome to ask.
Ma'am, many student parents are joining, have
Okay.
joined, sorry, not
Oh,
joined,
that's okay
have
then.
joined, because
Yeah.
today class 12 result has been out.
Okay,
So
okay.
students might be busy or celebrating. So parents are there who are attending for the part of their students. Now, in terms of this, I've got a student who has asked the question, how do interior designers manage simplicity and elegance? What are
Okay.
the general elements to be taken care of? And how do we align customer need and our vision in the synchronization?
See, the first thing we need to understand as a designer, we are not designing for ourselves. We are designing for somebody. There is always some client. Okay. What we can input from our side, our knowledge, our technical skills, our perception and clarity about the design. Okay. So that will be the input what is required from the interior designer. Keeping the theme, if required by the client, simple and minimal, because there are various themes of interior designer. Okay, as ma'am mentioned that how we attain elegant and simple theme. So we can keep the design theme as minimalism, keep the elements minimal, simple. Okay, if somebody, I'll just show you one of, if somebody just require a recliner chair, it can be a simple wooden recliner chair. There is no need to have very aesthetic elements. Okay, so there are various themes what you learn during the course, what are the interior themes and trends, and according, as I mentioned, as your knowledge and perception, you apply that kind of thing. Okay, and definitely what client requires, you work accordingly using your knowledge, skills, you propose the design accordingly.
Next
Okay.
question. Do one really need to be good at drawing if he or she wants to be a designer, specifically in interiors, or there can be some other skills in which they can
Okay.
excel?
Yeah, that's a very common question I always, get in my webinars. So basically, I can understand. I am also from, coming from a background preparing for engineering and landed into architecture. And I had no, drawing and sketching skills other than doing, physics sketches or tilt in the biology diagrams and all that. So I would tell you that you actually don't require any kind of drawing skills. If you have, it is an add-on, but that is never a mandatory requirement for being into any design course. Why the course is 4 years? The first year is a foundation year, okay, where your these skills will be developed, means your drawing, sketching, various kinds of drawings, freehand and technical, what you actually require in your course, be developed in a student in first year. So even if you are a student who doesn't have this skill, then please just keep this perception is in this mind. Please don't have this notion that you have to come to design course with some kind of acquired drawing and sketching skills. If you have, I just mentioned it's an add-on, but you will be taught all these skills in your foundation year, generally in first year.
Next question, ma'am. You are representing IMS DIA.
Yes.
what made you choose it? And why do you want student to choose it across for this particular domain? This is from my side, where I want
Okay.
student to understand the group that you're representing and what is so niche about the
Mm.
campus or the opportunity that student can get and enhance their careers.
See, there are a lot of, I should say, positives or a lot of things which any aspirant look forward in this institute and what this institute provides. Okay, so this institute is actually situated in the heart of Delhi NCR. Very well connected. It's in Noida. Very well connected with public transport and the highways, and very well connected with nearby towns or any other, town or city in India. Okay, so first, most important, it is situated in Delhi NCR region. Next is that we have a very focused global curriculum, okay, which also matches with NID curriculum and other global institutes. Okay, so the curriculum is prepared in a way so that it aligns very well with the global design curriculum also. Okay, because you never know, you are just working in which part of the world, so you should be at par with that. And then specialized faculties, whatever infrastructure you require for any design course, the labs, the classroom, the studios, so this institute is all equipped with all these things. Okay, so probably the academic experience, the infrastructure experience, the mobility, everything. So from that point of view, the institute is very suitable, and we focus a lot on the quality of education.
For
Probably
the
the
students who
yeah.
are passionate about architecture and maybe interior design, both the things, how do you see architecture and interior design different? Definitely from their perspective, and which has
Mm.
a wider spectrum in terms of understanding the stability and the recognition.
Okay, so architecture and interior design are very related when it comes to profession, when it comes to working. Okay, so but when it comes to choosing a course, they have very different eligibility. Okay, so architecture is a 5-year program, bachelor's in architecture, and interior design is, as I mentioned, 4-year bachelor of design or BSc in interior design program. Okay, architecture eligibility in India, either you come through JEE score, and there's additional paper in JEE which the architecture aspirants give, or there's a common entrance test called NATA, which is conducted by Council of Architecture. Okay, so the students who are either NATA qualified or JEE qualified can go for architecture course. Okay, there is no eligibility criteria like that in interior design. Okay, so in interior design, either the institutes, they conduct their own entrance test, or you have some common entrance test like UCET and NIFT. NIFT basically again conduct for NIFT only, and for many institutes UCET is a common entrance test, and many other institutes like Pearl, like we also IMS DIA, we conduct our own entrance test. Another thing, for architecture you need to be a PCM group student, but
Okay.
for interior design you can be from any stream, whether it is humanities, arts, commerce, science. So it's open for all streams. So that is a major difference. When it comes to work, so this is the eligibility I'm telling you for the course. When it comes to work, architecture is a more broader, I should
Right.
say, it covers more spectrum. It is more engineering and building design oriented. So the building scale, the scope is much broader. The scale of the project, what they do, is much broader.
Mm.
The interior designers, they deal mainly with inside the building. So that is very major difference. In architecture, you need to have lot of knowledge of structure, so application of physics, mathematics. Designing is more of enhancing the interior spaces. So that's why it's quite open for students of any stream.
Ma'am,
Okay.
in terms of understanding for the students, if they do interior designing from India, how
Hmm.
well it get accepted abroad in other parts of the globe? Because definitely when we talk about careers in law, every country has its own law. So there is a
Yes.
challenge. Maybe base law you would do, but then again, you have to go and practice. Same thing comes with the medical also. We see students that they go and then they would be coming to this part. Again, they have to undergo some kind of internships and some kind of training program, right? How do you see the careers in interior design playing this? Is there acceptability widely open or there is some undergoing?
So again, I will first tell you the difference between, as ma'am mentioned, there are these careers like medical. law, architecture, okay, where we have councils who are regulating these streams, okay, medical council of architecture, there's a bar council of law, okay, so these councils have their norms in India also, abroad also. For specifically medical architecture and law stream, you also, if you go abroad after graduating in India, you may have to go for country specific some kind of courses, so you get eligible to work there. But when it comes to interior design, right, it is not governed by anything like that, right? Definitely, after studying in India, you can go abroad, have specialization, and you can work there. Okay, but the experience, yes, it matters a lot, because if you work in India, if you work in Australia, if you work in Africa, every country has, has their building norms. So you have to understand that a bit. And then they have their own style of interiors, which is also client specific. Okay. So probably doing internships or experience, if you get any work experience, that will be add on. But actually you are eligible to work anywhere after, or eligible to study anywhere in India or abroad for specialization on masters after doing interior design, bachelor of design or BSc course. It depends on university eligibility. Okay, so there is nothing like that you need to do something before, practicing there or doing work there. Okay.
Next question, ma'am. For the students who want to get into this domain, how important is the portfolio building for them? Like for fashion designers, we know portfolio plays a very important, same as with jewelry designer. How interior designing portfolios should be drafted in current era, because there's lots of AI which is also
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in, right? And you must be dealing with students daily on this. So how they can definitely skip that AI part and bring something from their inside and their own creativity and draft that portfolio, and how important is that portfolio?
It's equally important, I should say, when it comes to any design course. Okay, because see, what portfolio, why it is important, because when you complete the course and you step into the profession, into the practical field, you have to, how anybody will gauge what kind of skills you have, whether it is design skills, the technical skills, it's through your project portfolio. Because interior design course is also, 80% hands-on project based and 20% theoretical based. Okay, so a resume just doesn't justify what the skill set of any interior design student is. Okay, so because it is very project based, like any other design field, for example fashion design, so the portfolio is very important. Whatever you have done over the years in different subjects in your project, okay, in your internship, that has to be compiled very properly when you step it into the profession, so that wherever you are seeking to work, or even you are trying to establish your own firm, your own studio, you have something, tangible to show to the clients or to the companies. So
Sure.
portfolio building is very, very important, and that is what we focus. Okay, the ultimate outcome of all 4 years is compiled in a form of portfolio only.
Sure. Last question, ma'am.
Yeah.
How does freelancing work support, like the students who have just completed grade 12? Have you seen there are some opportunities that students take up as a freelancer even after passing grade 12, and they work on? Like, what are the roles that you see to it, and
Okay.
what should be the way out?
Okay. So at the initial level, when you pass out from 12th and you just step into any design course. So after having some basic knowledge, suppose completing first year, which is more foundation based, even I have seen this thing in my students also. They are also will be going for summer internship under some artist or maybe some advertising company. They might be designing logos, so, or they might be, working for some exhibition. So even our students as a volunteer over the foundation year were doing all these things. So you keep getting these kinds of works. So over the course you may get freelance work related to your domain. For example, an interior design third year student, okay, may start getting some work related to, developing the drawing of interior designing, go and execute and visit the site. So that kind of work, they quite commonly do it, whether it is architecture interior designers, during the course they do freelance work after completing the course also. Okay, you again can do freelance work. Suppose I'm an interior designer and I have a very big project which I can't handle alone, then I also outsource it to my students. So that is the way they do the freelance work. Okay, so freelance work, even one of my student, he has further did the post graduation from NID. He is completely doing freelancing work sitting in Bangalore. Okay, so he's not working in any office or having a full time job. Currently, he is working free as a freelancer, and he's getting works from multiple contacts what he has with designers. Okay, so there's a lot of scope in freelance in any design domain and interior design as well.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the
Okay.
session. And I think it covered almost every aspect of it. However, in terms of understanding the fee of the course and other detailed curriculum, I request the students and the parents to connect with you and your team. I did share the
Sure.
details above in the chat box with you all of IMS DIA to be in IMS DIA to be in touch. The opportunity that you all can get it, a detailed understanding. Many of you wanted to have your own portfolio, start with the freelancing, and also you can connect with Tanya ma'am and her team, where she can advise you, provide you with a roadmap to plan that journey. So thank
Yeah.
you so much, ma'am.
We also have, as it just clicked me, we also have, portfolio development summer course program.
Okay.
Okay, where, because at times a student come, they wanted to apply here and there in India and abroad, and they want to build up their portfolio during 11, 12 when they are pursuing or after completing 12. So please connect with our institute. We do have portfolio development summer classes, okay, which helps students for applying in any domain for the portfolio development, because that's a requirement for UG course in many universities, that they look forward for the portfolio. So please connect. We do have that kind of provision in our institute.
I'm already getting a reply from the counselors that they want to connect for the current grade 12,
Yeah, I
11,
got it.
12.
11, 12 students, if they want to develop their portfolio for
Yes.
applying, in any institute, India or abroad, the portfolio development program is there. Please connect from our institute. Probably they'll be providing the details.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for
Thank you
being
so much.
here, and thank you so much, all of you who have been part of this session. Thank you.
Okay.